evening, everyone. So, I think that last day I was not able to take some of your queries. I was working with some slow net, right? So, if you are having any queries or any doubt, just put that on the chat. Meanwhile, let me prepare the file. Okay. Okay. So, today we are going to cover dictionary. Right. And have some theory on it. Then we have enumerate. Then we have key, value, something like that. And there are many more functions. Okay. Okay, so we have no queries, right? So let's start with dictionary. So we have seen list and tuples, right? So list stores data using indexing. Okay, suppose I have my list with some values and some string, right? So by default, uh, indexing were provided something like this. Okay, on the fifth and the fourth, right? In tuple also indexing is provided, right? So index 0, 1, 2, 3, something like this, 4. But dictionary is you can say, a new data structure, a new container. It doesn't support indexing, okay? But dictionary is a subscriptable type. You can access each and every element of a dictionary separately, but it doesn't support indexing. There is something else. So dictionary stores data in a key value pair, okay? And to access data in dictionary, we use keys, okay? Consider keys as index, okay? Consider keys as index for accessing data in dictionaries, right? So the syntax is your dictionary variable, and see, list starts with square brackets, tuple start with small brackets, dictionary starts with curly brackets, okay? Each and every value is stored like this. See, first you will have key 1, then colon, then value 1, okay? Then comma, then we have key 2, value 2, and then comma, something like this, okay? And it goes on. This is how a dictionary will be created. See, okay, suppose I have a dictionary, and for key A we have a value 1. Sorry, for key B we have a value 2. For key 3, C, we have a value 3. For key 100 we have a value ABC, right? So see, if I will print the type of my dictionary variable, and if I will print my dictionary variable itself, see, the type is dictionary, and we are getting the values as a key value pairs, okay? So see, just note down this. It is a very important one. For key is of any type. Okay, integer is allowed, string is allowed, tuple is allowed, right? A float will be allowed. Okay, not a boolean value. I mean, I suggest please don't use a boolean value as a key. And list is not allowed. Okay, list is not allowed for the key. You cannot create a key of type list, right? For value is of like anything. Okay, anything, any data type, right? See, if I have a my dictionary two, suppose I need all these elements, and I will create a key of type. See, this is a key of type tuple, right? This 1 2 3 is a key of type tuple. Okay, then suppose I provide it with the value a boolean value. Okay, now if I want to access some values, I just use the key. Now see, key A is holding value 1. Okay, we will get the output 1. See, we are getting the output 1. Okay, similarly, if I will print my dictionary 2 with the values of tuple, see 1 2 3, see what we will get. We'll get the value true because this tuple is holding the value true. Okay, and a dictionary, these accessing the values of a dictionary somewhat works similar to as indexing. See, suppose if in this list I will try to access the index number 100, right? But index number 100 doesn't exist for this list. Okay, see what we will get. We will get an error, and the error is index out of range or index out of bound. Yeah, it is in YouTube, so I think it will be recorded. You can just increase the size. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, so see, index number 100 doesn't exist for this list, right? So that's why we get the error list index out of range. Guys, just remember each and every type of error you are getting. Okay, index error is always raised for an index out of range conditions, right? Okay, similarly, if I want to access some key which doesn't exist inside this dictionary, suppose I want to access a key named hello, but that hello key doesn't exist inside this dictionary, right? See what we will get. We will get the error, key error, because the key hello doesn't exist inside this dictionary. Okay, so let's create the key hello. Okay, with some value, suppose assign the value word. Okay, now we won't get the error, we get the value. Okay, right? So this is how a dictionary works. So there are some key properties about a dictionary. Okay, so why list is not allowed for the key? See, if I will create a key of type list, okay, let me take a new class. Suppose I have a dictionary and I will create a key of type list, right? And assign it with some value, suppose 123. See what we will get. Okay, let me, yeah, see. We get a type error. Type is saying something like unhashable type, leave that this keyword. Okay, but you can clearly see that list will be not allowed as a key type. Okay, so there is a reason why list is not allowed for a key type. List is not allowed for key. So there is a unique property for a key, a governing property, that key are immutable in nature. Okay, and we have seen that tuples are immutable. We have seen that. We have seen that strings are immutable. And we have also seen that integer and float are primitive data types. They are immutable in nature. Okay, so key can consist of any data types which are immutable in nature, right? Why? Because key itself is a immutable type. See, if I will create a key of type list, right, then at any point of time I can use append function with this list, and then I will increase the list number, the change the value inside the list, right? So this this change in the list violates the property that keys are immutable. That's why keys are not lists are not allowed in key, right? So for accessing each and every value we use key. Key can be of any type. Yeah, there is one more property about key, is that suppose I have a dictionary and see I have a key 1 and a value assigned to 1 is 123, right? I have a key 2 and a value assigned to is suppose 345. I have a key 1 again with the value assigned suppose hello. See what we will get. Okay, not right now. See, if I will print my dictionary with a key value 1. Okay, what do you think? Which value will be printed? This 123 or this hello? Which value will be printed by this print statement? Yeah, so the value hello will be printed by this print statement. Okay, this value assigned to the key 1 with 123, that will be deleted, right? Not deleted, overridden. So, okay, let me give you an example how the dictionary stores data. Okay, key should be unique in a dictionary, right? See, first there is something. Okay, just how many of you are comfortable with DSA and the term hashing or hash table? Yeah, so uh, that dictionary use something known as hash table to store its data, right? So how this hash table works? So inside the memory, dictionary creates a table, a simple table. Okay, table with many boxes, right? So first of all, the key is stored. Suppose we get the key as 1, then we get the key as 2, right? This is how dictionary stores data. Okay, yeah. So at first, the value assigned to 1 is 123, right? So at first, the value assigned to 1 is 123. Then we have the key and the value assigned to key, sorry, 2 is 345. Then again we have 1 and the value assigned to 1 is a string, that is hello. So not a new one will be created, right? This hello will be assigned to this 123 and 123 will be overwritten. That's it, right? So it's a rule, not an enforced rule. You cannot get any error if you have a duplicate key in your dictionary, but you surely can get a logical error, right? So you can say it's a rule that keys should be unique in a dictionary. Always use a unique key. Now, guys, dictionary is a very important data type in any field, right? If you are doing web development or machine learning or anything. See, suppose this is your example. You have a dictionary, right? Not user. some dictionary named like this, right? And how this dictionary is important, just try to imagine that you are a user and you have just submitted a Google form, okay, a Google form. So whatever data, your name, email ID, your like roll number, registration number, whatever your contact details you have submitted, those details were sent to the backend or to the server in a form of a dictionary, a key value pair, right? So suppose we have a key like something like this, username, okay, something like this, and we have some IP, some values, okay, and we again have suppose suppose we have details, something like this, and suppose details is a list, not a single variable, a list. We have contact number and we have address, okay, let me put it next one, something like this. So this is how the data will be sent to the backend. So the thing is that try to understand dictionary in a very clear manner, okay. So how to use a for loop to access a dictionary? See, instead of I, always try to use some meaningful variable name, right? So just write it as data, right? Print data. See, instead of the values we get the key, right? Instead of the values we get the key. If I will use the same for loop, okay, you can use that end with the line, again use the end. Okay, see, when we are printing the same for loop, printing the list, we get the values, not the index, right? We get the values of the list, not the index. But in dictionary, if we are printing like this, if you are using the for loop like this, we get the keys, not the values. Okay, so to access for I in range length of my list, print I and end with a race. See, this for loop we have used for the dictionary and this for loop we have used for the index of my list is somewhat similar, okay, not identical, somewhat similar, okay. This is printing the index and this one is printing the key, right? Okay, so from the index for loop we get the values of a dictionary, sorry, of a list, use by accessing it using square brackets, something like this. Now we will get the values. Similarly, we can use square brackets to get the values here, okay. Now we will get the values, right? Okay, so there is one more, okay, yeah, we have one more method to access key and values. See, not range. See, by using this dot value method, we directly access the dictionary with the values. Okay, we get the values directly, not the keys, the values only, right? Okay, instead of values, if we will use Instead of values, if we will use key, then we will get the keys. So there is no need to explicitly define a key. We will directly get the key using data. Okay. Now, if you want to access both the index and the element of a list, what we are doing, we use something like this: enumerate my list, right? And print. Okay, let me use the string formatting. See, observe this print statement. This is a new type. How you can print your variables. Index, element, and with. Okay, there is no need for this one. Yeah. By using enumerate, we can access both the index. By using enumerate, we can access both the index and the values of a list, right? Yeah, these classes will be recorded, but these are also live classes. Okay. So if you want to access both means if you want to access both the key and the values of a dictionary, don't use enumerate. Okay. Hey, enumerate returns you the index and the value. Okay. Use dot items, and then yeah, print key. This we have values. Now this dot items will print the key and the value assigned to that key, right? This is what dot items will do. So if you are making notes, then during the when we are discussing the enumerate, I have told you guys that what does enumerate returns? Enumerate returns the index and the value at that particular index. Okay. So see, element in enumerate point session, and now print this one. See, now what we will get? Now what we will get? At index 0, we have the key username. So I have told you that Python dictionaries stored values like in a hash table. Okay, first key, then the value, then second key, then the value assigned to that key, something like that. Okay, these keys are assigned with some index. These index are not accessible by us. Okay, these indexes are accessible by the memory managers, or something you can known as a PC, something like that, or operating systems. 0, 1, 2, something like this. Okay, so what enumerate will do? Enumerate unpacks means enumerate provides you an indexing by itself. Okay, it doesn't mean that this 0, 1, 2 and 0, 1 and 2 indexing exist in the memory. No, what enumerate will do? Enumerate will provide you an index by itself, right? And the value from that iterable, from whatever type of variable you have provided, right? Enumerate will do that for you. Suppose if I will do from index element in enumerate, suppose I have a string hello world, and yeah, this one. See what enumerate will return? It will return index for each and every character. Okay, so it means we can see that it is returning an index, but actually enumerate will give you a value, means a counter, that is 0, 1, 2, something like that counter, and provides you a particular value from that iterable at that counter, something like that. Okay, it is not exactly giving you the index. Okay, so we have seen, see, uh, these methods, these values, keys, and items are very important one. Okay, now let's see. We have seen, right, a tuple, and we have seen that we cannot, okay, work with tuple. The assignment operator doesn't work with a tuple, right? What if by mistake, instead of 1, you have provided the value -1 here? And the property of my tuple is that it contains only positive number, something like this. Okay, this is our basic requirement. Okay, right? Suppose it is our question requirement. Okay, it contains only positive number. We have done a mistake, right? -1, right? So it is not possible every time that you will go to the source code and you will change the value. Okay, it is not possible. What happens is, suppose this my tuple variable is written inside here. Okay, okay, just let me know how we can import this my tuple inside our file, inside of this source file. Instead of my tuple, let me use, how can we import this tuple inside our file source file? So this is the import statement, right? We will print, see what we will get. We will get the negative value, right? So are you getting my point, that what happen if that error is given in some of the source code and you are using that library? So suppose, so it is not in our hand to just go and change the value in the library, right? So to overcome these, what we will do, okay, to overcome these, what we will do first, how to change values in tuple. Okay, so sorry first step, convert tuple to list. For this, use the conversion. Let's name it as error list and use this conversion. For int, we use int, right? Inside that input, here we will use list, and just first of all convert that tuple. Yeah, convert that tuple into list. Now see what we have inside this error list. What do we have? We have a tuple. I mean the values of the tuple. Okay, right? Now what we will do, so we know how to access a list and how to change the values of a list, right? For index 0, we have put the value 1, right? Or whatever type of modification is required, you can use for loop or whatever is there needed, right? If now I will print error list, what we will get? The corrected value. Okay, so the second step will be do the operation, right? Okay, and the third step will be convert that list back to tuple. We have error tuple is equal to tuple from error list, right? And now if we will print error tuple, See, now we have a new tuple. Okay, we have a new tuple 1, 2, and 3. Values are corrected. Okay, so do we guys have any questions on this one? Any doubts? What we have discussed. So we have seen dictionary, how dictionary works, tuple, list. In last class, I think we have seen some few methods of list, right? And there is a very small topic that is concatenation. See how concatenation works. Okay, so if you have a string, so is equal to minus tr1 plus minus tr. Okay, and we will print minus tr3. See what we will get. We will get the concatenated string, means the combination of both the strings. Okay, my string 3 is the combination of both the strings, right? That is what concatenation is. Now see, uh, if there will be a space between O and W, then it will look good, right? Put a space here, just concatenate another space like this. Okay, now we will get a space, right? Instead of using variables, we can directly use a string here, right? It will concatenate whatever is needed. Okay, similar thing will work with a list. And we have something like this and create one more list 3, the concatenated values of these, and we will get the values something like this. Okay, so see, we will get an concatenated list, right? Okay, so see, we have many more. Okay, just see, uh, let me know the output here. Okay, just let me know the output. What happened if I will do this? And I have a my tuple 3. Print my tuple. So do we get an error, or we will get the value of the my tuple 3, the concatenated value of these two tuples? Okay, we have a error. Right. Yeah, tuple is immutable, but think like this. We are creating a new tuple, my tuple 3. We are not adding any value to an existing tuple, right? We are creating a new tuple, not adding a value to a new tuple, something like that. Not modifying an existing tuple, we are creating a new one. Then what we will get? A new concatenated tuple or the error? See, we will get a concatenated tuple. Okay, there will be no error, right? So see what happened with a dictionary. Okay, let's use next one with the value, suppose these values. Okay, and we have a dictionary 2 with some values. Let's take one as a string. Okay, let's create my dictionary 3 and content. Okay, now let me what we will get. Yeah, 1 and 2. Now what we will get? Yeah, my tuple 3 is a separate, a new variable we have just created. My tuple 3 is a new variable, new tuple we have just created by concatenating by the value of these two tuples. Okay. Yeah, so what we will get for my dictionary 3? Do we get an error or we get the concatenated dictionary? Okay, same answer as earlier. See what we will get. We will get an error in this case. See, guys, in tuple there is only one rule, that tuple is immutable in nature. But in dictionary, there are several rules associated with the key, right? We have seen several rules associated with the key. Keys are immutable. Keys should be unique in nature. Practice assign values and how the variable consists itself as tuple. See, we are concatenating two tuples. That's why the resultant variable will be a tuple. We are concatenating two lists. That's why the resultant variable is a list. We are concatenating two strings. That's why the resultant variable is a string. See, it's a suppose just observe this one. A is 12, B is 13. What will be the data type of this C? Does the data type of a C is a list? No, right? The data type of the list C will be an integer. And if you will use 13.23 something like this, then the data type of the C will be a float. Okay. Similar to this, somewhat similar, not exactly similar because concatenation is not adding something. Okay, it's merging two containers only. Yeah. So for dictionary, we are getting an error, right? We cannot concatenate two dictionaries. So just put a comment here. Error, we cannot concatenate two dictionaries. Okay, using plus. Right. There are methods to concatenate two dictionaries. Okay. Now let's see dictionary methods. Okay. So we had seen just let me look it. So yeah, update is the method we will use to concatenate two dictionaries. Okay, leave that one right now. Just see, we have seen dot keys, right? We have seen dot items. Okay, we have seen enumerate. I mean, enumerate works with every subscriptable type, almost every subscriptable type. Yeah, we have seen okay items. We have seen dot values, right? Okay, so there are many more dictionary methods. Okay, there just put those in the we have linked here and dot copy. We have seen dot copy many more times. Okay, just let me tell you from scratch. Then. See, so dot the use of dot copy is similar here. There is no difference. Now let's see dot pop. We have seen pop in list, right? Okay. See, if I have a let's take dictionary. Let me take this. Yeah. Suppose I have a dictionary, and I will do dot pop and print my dictionary. So let me know what will be the output of this print statement. See, add and concatenate are two different things, Srinivas. You can add the values of a dictionary. You cannot concatenate them using plus operator. See, the pop will create an error, right? And why pop will create an error? See, if you are making notes and observing very carefully, when we are discussing pop, I have told you that pop is used to delete the last value, the last element. Okay, oh, this one is exceptional. Yeah, see, see, the pop will be used to delete the last value, right? And just right now, I have told you that dictionary stores data in a hash table, in the hash table, and it is a property of a hash table, right? That it is not sure that see, I have a key 1, I have a key 2, I have a key 3, right? So it is the property of a hash table that this sequence, the sequence of the key 1, 2, and 3 is not defined. 3 may be the last element, or maybe 2 is the last element in this hash table. It is not sure that which key is the last element in the hash table. Okay. So in pop, we have to pass an argument, right? See, when passing an argument, it will delete that particular key. Okay. So while using pop in list, there is no requirement of a argument. Pop directly deletes the last value of an element. Yeah. Pop delete the last value and element, but in dictionary there is no last or no first element. Okay, each and everything is defined with the key, not an index. When provided an index, we can say that it is the zeroth index is the last element, the length minus one index is the last element, something like that. Okay, right. So use pop very carefully. Requires argument, and the argument is nothing but the key, nothing else but the key. Don't provide it with the value, it will throw an error. See what we will get. Key error 123 is not found inside the dictionary. Okay, don't provide the value, provide the key, right? Yeah. Now come back to that update. See, if I have one another dictionary and I have okay, any one of you know the syntax of update, and please provide me the correct syntax. Okay, there are number of arguments required inside update. Yeah, we have A assigned to 1 to 3. Suppose we have a 2 assigned to 346. 346, let's take a negative number. Yeah, we can see the difference. Okay. So use of update. See, update key value. See guys, I need the syntax of update for concatenation of two dictionaries, not inserting a single key value pair. See, guys, we have a collision here, right? My dictionary is also containing the key value 2. My dictionary 1 is also uh, containing the key value 2. Let's see what will happen. Okay, let me print my dictionary. See, the key value of 2 is overwritten. Okay, it is overridden by the new upcoming value used for dictionary concatenation, sorry, or inserting new key value, right? So now the use of update for inserting a new value. So we have my dictionary 1 dot update. I want to insert again. See, okay, so it is a special case. Yeah, so it is a special case. Instead of 2, let's use some. Okay, just leave that one. Let's use the key again. So we have a key 2, 3, and A inside my dictionary. Okay, right now. Let's insert some other key and the value 202 is. Let me print. See, okay, see, we will be getting an error. Okay, so someone has provided that dot update syntax. Yeah, so we are getting an error for using by using that key and value. Okay, and just take a look at the error. It states that we require at most one argument. A maximum of one argument is only allowed inside. Okay, so yeah, just wait for that. Hold on. Yeah, so a maximum of only one argument is allowed, right, inside the update. Now, yeah, not a comma operator. Use a colon. Okay, while using colon, see what we will get then. Now what? So okay, just let me finish this one. You will use a colon. Okay, by using colon, the error is only here reflected, right? By using a comma, we will get an error that at most one argument is allowed. Okay, so just take a look here. If I will use curly braces, right? If I will use curly braces, now see what we will get. We will get no error and the value, the key value pair B and 200 will be inserted, right? So this is how you can use update to insert new key value pair. This, okay, just let me know what I have passed as an argument. Did I have passed an argument of key value pair or did I pass the argument of a dictionary? Did I pass the argument as a dictionary or a key value pair? Okay, passed item as a argument. Dictionary, yeah, dictionary is correct. So inside update always pass argument as a dictionary. It accepts dictionary, not only dictionary. If you can go deep into update, just go through. Okay, guys, how many you are aware of Python documentation? Python documentation. See, yeah, dictionary is the correct one. See, Python documentation, you can say that it is a book on Python written by the developers by itself. Okay. And it will tell you each and everything about whatever you want to know. I think this is the correct. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So you can search about anything has as equation, whatever inside that dictionary, right? You can search about each and everything, right? Whatever given inside the Python, you can search about each and everything and you can get the detailed explanation of that, right? These things are written by the developer itself, whoever is developing the Python dictionaries, they have written this one. Okay. Instead of documenting dictionaries, we have get lots of things. Instead of using just write Python dictionary docs and what's, let's see. Yeah, see, we get the data structure and here somewhere, see, this is the documentation written for list. Each and every method we have seen append, right? There is something else extend. There is something known as insert. Okay, we have seen remove, pop. See, pop is accepting something inside a list. This argument is not an integer, it is a list because it is written in a square brackets. Okay. Yeah, there is this one new word, iterable. Let me tell you what an iterable is. See what an iterable is. We have it inside extend. Okay, iterable. Iterable means something for which you can okay, leave the theory or the definition. Just keep in mind, iterable is something on which you can run the for loop. See, if I am doing this for I in some iterable, so iterable is something which can be broken into a singular pieces, something like that. Okay, list as an iterable, string as an iterable. Okay, dictionary is an iterable, right? But integer value a equal to 10, a is not an iterable. Okay, if I can say that there is a value a equal to 10, then this a is not iterable. We cannot what you can say that break this 10 into 1 and 0. Okay, right? So those are iterables. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let me show you the real use of extend. I have my list with values 1 2 3 4. Yeah, and I see I have my dictionary. Okay, just so we have my list dot extends and my dictionary, and see what we will get. See, we get a new list, but just okay, yeah, but just take a look inside this iterable. We are passing an iterable, like dictionary is an iterable. We are passing an iterable in the list. Okay, but instead of the key value pair both, we are only getting the key. Okay, this is what something written inside this extend function. Inside this extend function, something is written. Okay, let me find where this extend is. Okay, the implementation is not here. So something is written inside this extend function, right? Which is only getting the key of the dictionary, not the value, right? Okay. So in your free time, just feel free to read each and everything. We have dictionaries and tuples and many more looping techniques, conditions, something like that. Okay. Yeah, let's see how many we have discussed in dictionary. So we have looping techniques. We have seen dot items. Yeah, we have seen the enumerate. Okay. Okay. We'll just leave this format. That is something else. We have seen the range. We have also seen the jumping operation. Okay, we have seen many more things, right? So yeah, one more thing, guys. Just go through Windows R, open your command prompt, right? just type Python double dash version, and you will see the version of Python installed in your system. Okay, the current one is 3.12, but if you are using anything above 3.8 or 3.9, that will be okay, right? Now there is something, one more thing, that is pip, right? And pip is the, what you can say, a package manager, a library manager. Last day we have seen that we use copy, right? From copy import deep copy, right? And I have a my dictionary with values, suppose 1 2, and values to assign to a list. Now we are again using a list inside a dictionary, so instead of copy we have to use deep copy, because we are using an iterable inside another iterable, right? So we have to use deep copy, so something like this, deep copy, and we have to pass my dictionary, then print, and we will, sorry, my dictionary 2, and we will get the values of my dictionary 2, right? And we have seen that no change in this will be reflected in that, and whatever that is. So this copy library, this copy package is already installed in your system, right? If you want some libraries which are not installed your system, like, if I will do this, see, if I will do this from django.country.auth, something like this, did I have, let me just leave that, auth dot, we have models import user. Oh, I think I have installed Django. So for something like this Django, if you are writing this in your code right now, you, most of you are getting an error, right? A yellow line here, and you can say that Django cannot be resolved to a package or dictionary, something like that. So Django is an external package, an external library, right? You have to download that in your system. For that, instead of going to the web and searching here and there for that particular library, just use pip command in your command prompt. Pip install Django. That's it. It will install the particular library for you, right? See, so requirements meet already means that I have already downloaded the value. Okay, leave that. I've already downloaded the Django package. That's why we are getting this one, right? So whenever you require anything, just use pip install. Pip uninstall will uninstall the package, right? Okay, it will take some time. Asking for permission, yes, and it will remove, right? Okay, just leave this one for now. Now we have one more PYPI. See, PYPI is something which is a website, a documented website where you can get all the official libraries for Python, right? And I think I forgot that if I told you that Python is an open source. Okay, it is an open source language. So if you created any library by yourself, you are free to put that inside the PYPI. Did the link is provided here? Okay, just do that in the Git repository of the Python. Okay, and there will be some other developers who are using your library, something like that, right? So because of that, Python grow very quickly. See, now I'm getting an error. Django cannot be, could not be resolved, right? Because I don't have the package. Okay, okay. So new installation completed. See, you can run Python on your command prompt, right? Just type Python and see the Python interpreter is started. The only reason of not using a Python interpreter in your command prompt is that whatever you write here will not be saved in a file. See, if I have written these many codes, right? These were they were saved in a file, right? v3.ipynb. They are saved on that one. But for this, if I write something like this, we get an answer. If I will do something like this, and we get a b like, sorry, 30. If we will print the value of a plus b, we will get 40. Now, if I will close the command prompt, code is gone. Okay, we are not able to access that code again, right? Okay, so let's discuss a very important topic. We have time, yeah, plenty of time. So we have, that is, functions. See, a function is known as a method if written inside a class. Okay, there is no need to understand this line right now, right? Just okay, just focus on what is a function is. So suppose we have a piece of code, right? We have a piece of code, and this piece of code generates some result, right? This piece of code generates some results. Okay, and for generating these results, this piece of code requires something. Okay, this piece of code requires something, right? Then can you edit a string in command prompt? Yes, you can edit a string in see, yes, command prompt is a very, what you can say, that a very popular tool. Is any of you are using a Linux distribution system, Ubuntu or anything like that? See, then this is known as the function, right? Whatever you give a function to operate on, the those are known as arguments. Okay, right? And the result, it is nothing but the result. Okay, just leave that one for now. Yeah, so what is this box is, what is a function? Function is nothing but a piece of code which generates some result. Okay, perform some calculation and generate some result. So none of you are using Linux. So command prompt is a very powerful tool. You can do many more things from command prompt. Okay, the command and the, okay, let me show you something. We have, see, see the icon, right? It is a command prompt. If you will create a new one, it is a PowerShell. Both are two different things, right? In this, ls will work. In this, dir will work. Both are two different things, right? Okay, and I will suggest each one of you, if you are freshers and you don't know about PowerShells and command prompt, just uh, install WSL on your Windows. It will take some time. You will face many errors in this one. Okay, just if you are not able to solve those errors using ChatGPT or YouTube or anything, just ask me. I will help you. Okay, WSL will help you to run an Ubuntu system, a Linux distribution system in your Windows. Okay, now right now I'm running a Linux right now. I've started a Linux one. Okay, so it will really help you to learn the Linux commands and many more things. Okay, you can run your Linux software and your Linux production in this, right? Okay, come back to functions. So function is nothing but a piece of code which accepts some arguments, produce some result, right? Now, let's see how we can write a function. So there are some syntax. Okay, guys, I'm writing something. Just let me know the output of this one. Yeah. Okay, why we are getting okay, I don't know why we are getting it. Just let me comment out. What is the output we will get if I will run this code without comments, right? Without comments. If I will run this if and else block, what we will get without comments? Yeah, Sakshi, that's right. We will get an indentation error, right? So indentation is very important in Python. And why I am telling you right now, not in the beginning. See, while defining a function, there is nothing else we are using other than indentation. You have to observe the indentation and then you can know that which part is the global part and which part is the functional part. Yeah, there is one new term global. Okay. See, this definition keyword, you can my function name, you can create anything, you can give it any name. Okay. Now see, instead of us print running the function, print returning back from function. Yeah, and this is how you can call a function. This is how you can call a function. Okay, see what we will get, right? Yeah. Now everyone just see, this is how we use debugging in Python, right? You can run a debugger interpreter in IPYNB file, but I personally like .py extension, the exact Python files. Now see, there is a little button, and here is also we have a run Python file. Yeah, debug Python debugger, debug Python file, something like that. Just run the debugger, run and debug. Just use Python debugger. If you have installed Python interpreter, you have already have the Python debugger, right? Python file, nothing else. Sure, just use this one. Let me put- Yeah, but one thing, guys, that it is a very what you can say that expensive running for your system. Okay, it will really slow down your system. It will consume lots of RAM, right? See, with this button, I will start the code. See, and see this yellow, this yellow border will tell you from where the execution is going to start. See, there are multiple lines written above this line, but the execution will starting from here, right? Okay, just let me give it a new statement. Print ending execution. Okay, see, now after this 5 we are not going to 6. See where we are going. Okay, and see, after this my function is called we are calling the my function. Now we are inside the my function. The my function, that function code block, this function code block is now running. We are inside this function code block. We will run each and every line. Then we will come back to that line where the function call is made. We made the function call is at line number 5. We will come back to line number 5, right? After that, line number 6 will be executed, and that ends the C, returning back from function each and everything xyz, and the execution ends. Let me do it again. Yeah, see, after this we will go inside the function. Each and every line of the function will be executed. Then we will come back to the exact that line where function call is done. Then after that line, whatever is written there, we will execute that, and then that will be end, right? So if you are taking notes, mark some observations, right? First observation is that execution starts from global scope. Just write this one. We will see what it is. Just write main in brackets. Function call will call the function, and function starts executing, right? Third one, after function call, we will return back to exactly that line where function call is made, right? Okay, yeah. Now this global scope and main scope, just make a star there and leave that for now. We'll see that. Function start executing. I think execution of function is clear to everyone. Function is nothing but a code block. Each and every line will be executed one by one, right? Yeah. And we come back to exactly that line. We have just seen that right now. Now, see, I've told you that function requires some arguments and produces some result. In this case, we are not giving anything to the function, and function is doing something, I mean, performing some operations, but it is not returning anything, right? It is not returning any results. So there are basically two types. Okay, first one is functions need argument. Okay, may or may not need arguments. Okay, that whatever we are providing to the function is are known as arguments, right? Yeah. The second one, functions may or may not return results. Now with these two keywords, may or may not, we have total a combination of two. 2C2 will get 4, right? Yeah. So we have things like there is a function which needs argument, okay, but which does not need a return type, right? We have a function need argument, not having a return type. We have not having an argument and not having a return type. We have just seen that example. We may have not having an argument, and there is a need for a return type. We are having a return type, and we have an argument and we have a return type, right? Okay. See how we can define an argument and a return type for a function. Okay. Uh, dash is not accepted as a name between function name. Okay. Use underscore and please don't provide a keyword to the function name, right? I just it is allowed to create a function with the name print, right? But now if you will try to print something on the screen, see what we will get. It will get an error. Why? Because instead of calling that print from a package from a library, it is calling this print, right? Because it is defined inside its scope right here in the code. Okay, now if I will remove this, we will get a string. But I think I just removed, right? You have to refresh. See guys, now I have to refresh my kernel. See, now wherever I have written print, we will get an error. See, in this print statement. So, because of that print, right? I have restarted the kernel, right? Then again, why I'm getting an error? Yeah, now it's good. See a small restart button here. It will restart your interpreter. Kernel is a fancy word for interpreter. Kernel is something else. It is related to your operating system. Yeah, now it will be. So please don't use any reserve keyword for function name. Yeah, define. Suppose I need a function of sum. See, sum is again a reserved keyword, but if you use capital S, then it is not a reserved. Yeah, we have return A plus B, and A and B are nothing but parameters. I mean the arguments we are receiving from the function call. And see, if we are calling sum using 10 and 12, what this function is doing, it is taking two values 10 and 12 and it is adding them and it is returning that resulted value. Okay, okay, I will send you these code files. Yeah, so it is returning these values, right? Now if I will print, we will get a 22, right? But if this same thing will be printed here, right, in this test.py extension file, we won't be getting any output. See, we are not getting any output. The execution is ended. We are not getting any output. See, we are not getting any output. So it is thing about Jupyter. Without using print statement, you can print the values, right? So why we are not getting any output? See, the function is returning some values, right? We need a variable to store those values. This sum is nothing but a function call. It is not a variable. It is just a function call and it is returning something. So we need a variable to carry that value, right? Carry that result. So let's create a variable here. Right now, why I have created the variable in this line again, we have seen that whenever this sum will be called after execution, the interpreter will come back to this line exactly. And when that interpreter come back to this line, it will carry result with itself, right? and that result, that the sum of a plus b will be provided to this a, right? Now if I will print a, see what we will get. We will get the value 22, right? So whenever there is a return value, make sure you are receiving that value, right? Because if you are not receiving that value, you won't get any error, right? You won't get any error, but you may face some logical errors. There is a requirement in your code and you are not able to fulfill that, right? I mean, what is the meaning of a function who is returning something and there is no result to access that? Now, we have seen the argument, the result, and you can play with these. Like we have defined some like subtraction, and we are not receiving any values. We have provided getting the input here only inside the function, and we have input, right, and return the value of a minus b and print subtract. See, subtract is a type of no argument but return type, right? Not argument but return type. This one, the third one. Okay. Now I'm not saving the result returned by the subtract in any variable. I'm direct printing that value. Okay. Now see, it will ask for the input. I will subtract 12 with what we will get 3, right? That's good. Okay, the print statement. Yeah. Now guys, people we have seen that. Okay. So see, there is a keyword written here, class, okay, and list. We have seen list variable, right? We will discuss about class. Don't worry about that. But we have a list. We have used copy, append, extend, pop, and many more, right? So here, pop is nothing but a function. See, it is a function, right? And in this case, this pop is not known as a function. It will be considered as a method, right? That is what I have written here, that method is written inside a class. Means if a function is written inside a class, that function is now known as a method. Okay. Now from day one, I have told you that Python is dynamically typed language. You can change the data type of a Python, but there is one just, you can say, convention you can use, this notation. That this colon int is just therefore, so it will tell you that a is of data type integer, right? But it doesn't bound a to contain only integer. You can contain a string. No worries with that. If you will print type of a, you will get string, right? But this int is there, right? So what is the use of this int if it is not bounding a? So it will be used by, suppose you have written a code in some file 1, and then you are replaced with some other person, right? And now it is the job of that person to complete that code. So it will just help them to document your progress. It will help them to quickly understand whatever logic you have written, right? So this similar thing apply to the function. Can any one of you know the formula to create a factorial? Okay, for this factorial, we have to discuss bounding. Let me take some. Okay, let me just take the sum. See, I have used the small s, right? So now we cannot use that sum for that list. For I in my list result plus equal to I return result, and we are calling I have a my list values, and I will call sum with my list and print. Okay, let me save the now print A. Okay, just let me know what will be the output of this. What output we will get. Okay. Okay. So we will get an error, and this error is not because I have given it the name sum. This error is because sum is passing an sum. Okay, not a 15, because this is because sum is passing a value, sorry, a argument, and there is nothing to receive it, right? See, we will get an error, zero positional arguments, but one was given. See, say this sum takes zero positional arguments, but one was given, right? Okay, so that what I have missed. Let's take it and let's define the data type of that. That is this list. Okay. Now you can define the data type, the returning data type also here. That is nothing but integer, or let's say a float is a example. Yeah. But this float, this written float or the data type, this list doesn't bound that my list only contain a list. You can pass in a string. Okay. Yeah, you can pass in string, and result may be a type of float or string or whatever. It is just there to tell some other developer, some other person, that this is the use of this function. It does something like this and receive this type of variables, and expected to return this type of result. There is one more thing that is known as documentation. It is always a good practice to write what a function will perform. It will add each element of my list and return the answer, right? See, now what we will get. Why we are getting- Yeah, guys, just let me know why I am getting an error right now. This error is because of some, what you can say, it is a deep concept, but if any one of you are familiar with, let me know why I'm getting an error. And the error is because of this result. Why? Okay, so one simple thing. See, it is indented here, right? So this indentation tells that result is written inside this for loop, right? And above that for loop, I have never declared result, right? I have never used result, never declared a variable. So this result is defined inside this for loop and will be destroyed inside this for loop, right? And outside this for loop, I am again trying to access that result, right? So that's why it is throwing an error. Local variable result referenced before assignment. Now, if I will do this, okay, now it will be okay. Yeah, we will be getting. Now there is one more thing. If I will do this, right, see what we will get. Again, we will get zero. We are not getting any result error value with that local and global variable thing, right? That is something else. Yeah, just take a look here. I have defined a result variable. We are adding each and every element to the result and returning the result. That's it, right? Try to define the data type which is required to just pass, and just try to write the documentation. Okay. Yeah. Now, see, we have something known as, we are going to see something as, yeah, default arguments, positional parameters. These two things. Suppose I have a sum function. Okay, just let me do this. Instead of sum, right now, sum. Okay, something, right? And we have any number of arguments. Okay, and we will do nothing. Just let me bring the values to the right. Now, if I will call do something with values 10, 12, 13, 14, how many? Four values, right? Yeah. See, I think it is known to you, yeah, that you have observed that this 10 is assigned to A, this 12 is assigned to this B, this 13 will be assigned to this C, and this 14 will be assigned to this D, right? Right? And it is printing the value of A as 10, the value of B as 12, the value of C, and now, see, sorry, if I will do this, right, and I will do this, and we have one more value that is B, okay, and B here, and B this. See, now what we will get, the value given to A is 12, the value given to D is 13, the value given to B is 14, something like this. These are known as positional parameters. We are calling the method, right? But we are defining which variable is accepting what values, right? Which variable is accepting what values. For this, if I will see, if I will do E here, right? See what we will get. We will get an error. It is bound that whatever the name of the variable inside written here in the parameters, you have to pass that name only. What is that is, yeah. बता दी बाहर हो. Yeah. So those are the C values, right? And now after these are known as positional parameters. Now see, if I will do this, D is equal to 10, right? And I will remove this one. Okay. This is good to go. There is no need to provide four values. It is not bounded to accept four values right now. Okay. See, we will get, why I'm putting, okay, just put this as a 20, right? See, we are getting 10 as the value of D. This is what default arguments are known as, default parameters, not arguments, default parameters, right? So default parameters means if some value is provided to you, that's well and good. If no value is provided, then use this value. That is the need of default parameters. So if no value is, sorry, provided in function call, use this value. That's it, right? Okay. Now be very careful while using a default parameter. See, if I will do this, instead of this, if I will do this, see, I will get an error. No default argument follows default argument. It means that C is a default argument. Okay, it is default argument, not parameter. Change. Yeah, see. So C is a default argument, but D is not a default argument in this function, right? We have created that. So why we are getting an error? See, suppose you have created this function, right? And you are passing values, you are passing 1, 2, and 3. What you are thinking that 1 is given to this A, 2 will be given to this B, and 3 will be given to this D, because we have provided an default argument, right? For C, we have provided a default value of 10. But no, that is not going to happen, right? 1 will be given to this A, means 1 will be binded to this A, B will be binded to that 2, and C will be binded to that 3, and D will leave alone. And without passing a value to a, what you can say, non-default argument, B is non-default, okay? No value is given to B. So we will get an error, right? That's why it is always what you can say that, suppose that it is a rule, always write the default argument at the end of the argument list, at the end of the parameters list. Always write it at the end, right? Now this one will be given to A, 2 will be given to B, 3 will be given to C, right? Okay, guys, if you guys are active, then let me know what will be the output of this. And what will be the output of this function call? Yeah. Okay. See, yeah, we will get an error. Why? We are providing value to A, providing value to B, providing value to D, but C, we are leaving C, right? Yeah, no value is provided to C. That's why we will get an error, right? So these are things with, what you can say, with method functions, right? If I will do this and provide the A value to this one and the C value to this one, it will be okay. Will not, yeah, no problem with that, right? Now, okay, guys, there we don't have much time on hand to discuss each and everything, but I will really suggest you to uh, just go through these concept of a function, a method, that is recursion. Yeah. Second thing, caching. Third thing is function decorator. Right. These are very. These two are not used in some common programs, right? But these two are very, what you can say, that powerful tools, powerful tools. Recursion is a common one. You can see it here and there. Right. Now we are okay. Let me give you a plot. Okay, let me provide you a output for caching. From functions import again. Cache is a method. What you can say, define inside this package function tools. Function tools is already installed in everyone's system, right? Because it is a native Python package. Now, see, this is how you can use cache. Define. sum a comma b return a plus b. Right. And we have calling sum with 1 comma 2, call, sorry, calling sum with 10 comma 20, then calling sum with 1 comma 2 again, and then calling sum with 300 comma 300. Right. Just add a print statement running some function, right? Yeah, filling the let me do some changes. See what happens. Didn't have provided the print statements. Yeah, see what is this time? Time is another one more package. Time dot sleep means I am telling the system to wait for 2 seconds, right? Uh, yeah, I think it is accepting values in milliseconds. Yeah. Now see what we will get. Okay, it is not accepting in milliseconds. Yeah, I am telling the system to wait for 2 seconds, then it will return the sum of the values, right? See what we will get. After the first 2 seconds, we will get the value 3. See, see the pattern here. See, the system will run, the function will run for this value, sum equal to, I mean the value for 1 and 2, summing, adding up the value 1 and 2, right? We will get the running sum function and we will get the value 3. Then again, while calling the sum function with 10 and 20, running the sum function got the value 30. But see, this function call and this function call are identical, right? I mean that the values provided to the arguments, the parameters are same, right? 1 and 2. So something like we have seen the dictionary, right? So cas will do what it will do, it will map. Okay, what it will do for a set of arguments value, for a set of arguments value, okay, it will map the result given to that argument, right? Whenever you are passing the same arguments again, it won't run the function, it will just return you this result. That's it. See, that's why we are not getting this running some function for this identical, for this identical call, for this identical call. Why? Because this cats, the cats we have used, what it will do, it will go to that table, it will look into that argument. If that argument, same argument is present there, it just return you the value. That's it. That is the use of cas, right? Then again 200 and 300 are some new parameters, new values. See, if I will give you the 200 and 300 again, just close it to 3 seconds, see what we will get. For this first call 1 and 2, the function is running. For this second call 10 and 20, function is running. But for this third call, no function will run, right? We will get the result instantly. Oh, yeah. So we just get the result, right? Then again for this 200 and 300, we got the result. So that's it. That's how caches work. This is the use of time dot sleep. It will tell you your code to just wait for 3 seconds or whatever you have provided. There is one more thing. See, uh, from date time import date time print date time bar now and see what we will get. Oh, sorry. Yeah, today's date, time, and we even got the milliseconds, right? Okay, hour, minute, second, and even the milliseconds. Okay, again, this datetime library is installed from with the Python interpreter itself, the Python package itself. Right? These are very important libraries. Just go through them. You can find their documentation easily. Right? Okay. So, do you have any doubts? Okay, so, any doubts here? See, let me give you a plot for what is a class. We have seen a function, right? Function is nothing but a piece of code which accepts something, performs some operation, and give you some result, right? Now, what is a class? Consider class is a very bigger picture, right? Inside class, you can define multiple functions. Now, these functions are known as methods, right? Okay. And what this function will do? These function will work on only these variables. Those variables or those data types were declared inside that function only, right? Right. These functions will work on these variables only. This function will work on these variables only. Not separately. I mean, this function can also work for the second one. This can also work for this one. No problem with that. Means that, so what a class is doing, suppose that class is a very big box, right? Class is binding a function and the values, the variables, right, under a name. See what I have just said. See, mm, okay, just take this as a all these line of code. There is no meaning of this line of codes without this name. The name we have used, that sum, right? So you can say that all this line of codes are declared, are defined inside a name that is sum, right? Similarly, can we have a code block here? Yeah. Similarly, class is nothing but a name inside which many functions. I've done a mistake here. Yeah, many functions are defined, right? And inside this class, same many variables can be defined, and sometimes without values, right? This variable are of any type, whatever a list, dictionary, and whatever it is. Okay. So what is happening? This my class. Okay. This big box. Okay. This is a, you can consider that it is a very big box which is containing multiple functions and multiple variables, right? It is containing multiple functions and multiple variables. Okay. And now these variables are now known as attributes, and these functions are now known as methods. You can just suppose that these are some naming conventions. Okay. No new meaning for attributes or no new meaning for methods. Just function and variables. Yeah. So now there is some theory part. Why do we need a class? See, If this function is written somewhere outside, okay, let me do this. Yeah. Suppose, see, a very good example. I have a list with values 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And I have a tuple with values, okay, 200, 300. If I will print, yeah, if I will print sum of my list, and if I will print sum of my tuple, see, unhassable list. We have defined sum somewhere else. Oh yeah, this one, right. Okay, wait, guys. 2 seconds. Now, see, see, that sum function provide the sum of my list. Also, that sum function is providing the sum of my tuple. It means that that sum function is defined like something like this: a function outside a class. Okay, a function outside a class. That's why a list, a tuple, anything, any iterable can access the sum, right? But see, if I will do my list, what we have, append. See, append 200, right? But if I will do my tuple dot append 300, in this case, it is okay with my list, but we will get an error in my tuple. See, tuple is an immutable data type. That is another thing, but append is not defined for my tuple. Okay, tuple data for tuple class, append is not defined, right? For suppose this for my class, only function 1, function 2, and function 3 is defined. Okay, my class cannot use something like function 4 or function 5, which is defined for some other class, right? That's why to separate this, to segregate the uses, okay, to simplify the uses, right, uh, class and objects are used. There are many more concepts we will see tomorrow, the also known as oops concepts, okay, object oriented programming. So do you have any doubts for today, or we will end the session? Yeah, we will again see the last concept tomorrow. For that, okay, okay, then that's all, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.